So, what is it about sugar? Why people think it's very funny to have an addiction to it? Well, the reason is because that's the way they're trained through movies, through shows, and in general, mainstream media, which of course simply promotes what brings them some profits monetarily. So, the first thing to do if you wish to break a sugar addiction is to break your addiction to mainstream media. It's really that simple. That's if that's what seduces you, if that's what fuels you to keep up the sugar addiction, then that's what you do. Break it immediately by finding time for self care instead of taking all that time and devoting it and investing it in social media that does not have your own anything at all. In no shape or form do they have your own benefits in their hearts or in their purses, I should say. So please just cut back or just completely detox yourself from media, from mainstream media, and start watching alternative media sources where you do not see such seductive ads and references or shows where they're constantly showing cakes in the most beautiful colors, which are not even natural colors, or things that really that will be seductive to you and start cravings because it's really something that is so chemically addictive that soon the cravings are not yours. A lot of sugar will actually create a lot of candida in the body. And so soon enough, the cravings are no longer yours. They are the yeast. They are the bacteria that feed off of sugar. We need bacteria, but we need friendly bacteria. Bacteria, the probiotics and prebiotics that we need comes from a lot of fiber and from the plant-based world. So if you find yourself craving sugary things, I suggest that you start looking into a whole different way of eating, cut down in any kind of flesh. It's interesting, but when we eat the flesh of animals or any kind of dead flesh, we have to salt it a lot, a lot. And salt is not the mineral salt, it's demineralized salt that most people use. They use salt, table salt, which is so lacking in minerals, which real salt has, and which we do need, that the craving on it continues. So when we have too much of salt that's been bleached and where the minerals are missing, when we have too much of that, in order to balance this out, the body starts craving sugar. When we have too much sugar, we crave more salts, which is why people have desserts. I do not have desserts. I don't need it. But the reason why people have desserts is because their meals are way too salty, whatever they're eating. And usually it's animal flesh that's so salty because in order to make it edible, one has to put a tremendous amount of salt into it. And which is why when I make food or I coach people who are coming off of the animal husbandry industry and they want to eat more of a plant-based diet, I know that I have to put a lot more salt in their diet. But what I do is I make sure it's Celtic sea salt, which has a tremendous amount of minerals in it. And you'll never find table salt in my house because the typical table salt has absolutely no minerals. And if it does, it's only made one mineral in it, and that's sodium, and it's not the kind of sodium your body needs. And remember, the body needs everything. It's synergistic. It needs not just one kind of mineral, but it needs a whole plethora of other minerals in order to absorb it and to make full use of it. So the first thing you do is you stay away from mainstream media and all the seductive and hypnotic trances that they put us in. The second is to start self-care. Self-care demands a lot of your time. You'll find that all the time that you were devoting to mainstream media was a lot. And now without mainstream media, you have a lot more time to start taking care of yourself, which means you can actually go now into farmers markets, spend time talking to farmers, getting CSAs, which is community supported agriculture, getting beautiful fruits delivered to your home. And the fruits eaten fresh and ripe, you will now enjoy it because you're no longer addicted to sugars. But before this, you've never really tasted what a fruit really tasted like, because most people, which shocks me, used fruit before they're ripe, so their full sugar content is not there. And so they add sugar to a fruit, which is pretty shocking. And it just shows the level to which we are imbalanced. So now, when you eat fruit, you will really taste the real fruit and all the juices and all the nectars within the fruit, and your senses will come alive. Give your palate a chance. Give your palate a cleanse. Once you have a cleansed palate, oh my gosh, all of your taste buds will open up and you will find a whole new world awaiting you, which is so enchanting and so much more mesmerizing than the up and down and the high and lows of having sugar that has been bleached and processed and has all of the nutrients taken out of it. So I did a show on the Elegantly Raw show on the Jane on Chain News Network on Sunday, the 6th of December. Please look at it. It's about sugars and what are the best kind of sweeteners to use. And please have a look at that show and take that to heart. And another thing you can do to help cut down the sugar addiction is to drink a lot of water by itself. Do not drink water with your meals, but have it by itself. The more water you use, the more you flush out the old stuff and the stuff that's having you crave these very toxic energies that you're putting into your body. Remember, we are an energy bowl. Everything is about energy in life. And when you're taking something in your mouth or on your skin, or you sniff something through your nostrils, you're taking in a different form of energy. Making sure it's the form of energy that your body can use and can utilize for your own nourishment. And that will bring you to the highest parts of yourself. That will make you radiate light, and a tremendous amount of healing will start flowing in you and through your body. I believe a lot of mental health is due to all these highly toxic chemicals we put in our bodies. Now, our body is a chemical factory, but the chemicals that we need come straight from the earth, okay, come straight from food, and not from toxic sources that have been manufactured in labs. So please, if you are addicted to sugar, please think about yourself, about what's the highest form of life you could possibly live. And it's one that's actually sugar free. And I think you'll be surprised to see that. So thank you for tuning in today. And I trust you will take this to heart and start making some new habits for yourself, where you will go to bed at night feeling restored and revitalized and wake up the next morning knowing that you are a bowl of energy and that you, like the rest of the universe, is here to love and be loved. So thank you for tuning